It lies in Middle East. So we are going to visit the National Museum of Lebanon. Presenting the screen. I hope it's visible.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let's start.
Hello, this is Vic. Welcome to my channel and thank you for viewing my videos today. I'm in the beautiful country of Lebanon here in the Middle East, and I'm visiting the fascinating capital of Lebanon, the city of Beirut. In this particular documentary, we're going to visit one of the most fascinating museums of the Mediterranean region. This is the National Museum of Beirut. Some of the exhibits here date as far back as the 17th century before Christ. So let's go for a walk. We have so much to see and so much to learn. Let's do it. And here's a quick view of the first floor of the fascinating National Museum of Beirut. It will cost you $4 US to enter this incredible museum that covers findings from pre-Phoenician times. Some of the findings go back to 17,000 before Christ, the Phoenician era, through the Hellenistic era, Roman, Byzantine, and finally through the Muslim.
Do you need the subtitles? Do you want me to turn
No,
this?
ma'am, it's fine.
It's
No,
fine.
ma'am. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Do we understand the meaning of Phoenician? It is the Phoenicia region of Lebanon, basically we can say, in the Middle East and adjoining Syria and Israel at that time. So it was the time when Phoenicians were living there. So basically we are going to have this word very often. He is going to use Phoenician word. That means the time period or the period of the people or Phoenician civilization, we can say. Okay.
And Ottoman eras as well. It has 2 floors and a basement, and it is full of incredible exhibits. So spend at least a couple of hours going through this beautiful and wonderful place. Okay, let's start our tour by looking at a magnificent 2nd century after Christ Greek sarcophagus from Tyre, Tyre, here in Lebanon, or Sur as it is known in Arabic. It is an absolutely magnificent sarcophagus, as you can see here, made out of.
What's the meaning of sarcophagus? That's basically a coffin. Okay, do we understand the meaning of coffin? So these are all the coffins basically, and you can see these are carved with these kind of sculptures. Okay, so these are all the coffins.
Okay, let's start our tour by looking at a magnificent 2nd century after Christ Greek sarcophagus from Tyre, Tyre, here in Lebanon, or Sur as it is known in Arabic. It is an absolutely magnificent sarcophagus, as you can see here, made out of beautiful white marble, depicting Achilles right here, wearing his armor and surrounded by Ulysses and Agamemnon and other Greek heroes, as you can see here. What an absolutely magnificent piece of art.
Yes,
If you
type 2
talk
diabetes
about
can be
Achilles,
reversed.
he was the Greek hero,
They
or we
thought
can say the
that
Greek warrior.
I
Okay,
was
that is why
diagnosed with
these
a
sculptures
disease which
were
wouldn't go away for the
depicted
rest of
here.
my life. That was scary.
Say this.
Mom, it's Hercules, no?
Hercules is different. Achilles is different.
Okay, Mom.
We'll be talking about Hercules as well.
Now let's stay with this sarcophagus for just a few more seconds and view one of the other sides. And here we see some feminine figures, very well preserved. Look at the detail on their dresses and their faces. And once again, what a magnificent piece of art here at the National Museum. By far, one of the most significant exhibits here at the National Museum are the statues of children. You can see one statue right here and another statue right there. These statues are Phoenician from the 5th century before Christ. And they were created by the king of Sidon here in Lebanon. He dedicated these statues to God Eshum, the god of healing, thanking the god for healing his child. Eshum was known in Greek as Asklepios. And thousands of people come here in order to view these statues made a couple of hundred years before Alexander the Great established the Hellenistic era here in Lebanon. Let's spend a few more moments on another sarcophagus from Tyre or Sur here in Lebanon. This one is from the 2nd century after Christ as well. And this one depicts Achilles right here in the corner. And the person kissing his hand is Priam, the Trojan king. He is actually thanking Achilles for returning to him the body of his son Hector. Here's Hector attached to a chariot. There's a procession taking place here for the return of the body by Achilles to his father Priam. This is a scene from the Iliad, Homer's epic. Let's remember that Achilles killed Hector in a battle. Here he is seen returning the body.
Grammarly Business offers AI-powered writing assistance for your enterprise needs.
To the father. Look how beautiful this whole sarcophagus is. How intact it is as well. Magnificent. Look how
So here in this sarcophagus, what we can see? Harshita?
Priam kissing Achilles' hand, and he's returning the body of his son I think
Hector.
Hector.
Yes. Sayed?
And ma'am, I'm also having a doubt actually.
Yes.
Ma'am, why some artifacts heads are ma'am decapitated and ma'am the hands are being cut?
See, these are very, very, very old. Okay, these are very old. So because while excavating or while we got these sarcophages or see these kind of sculptures, they tend to broke. Okay, this is the reason. All right. So here we can see Hector's body being
So ma'am, you mean
and
that
being returned. Jashit,
that
yes.
ma'am, I'm saying so you mean that while digging or when our archaeologists were digging it, so ma'am it broke.
Sometimes. Okay, because these are very, very, very old. Before Christ. Can you think of the time before Christ we are talking about? Okay. Vedant?
Ma'am, actually, I think it is before Common Era.
Before Common Era, right?
Beautiful this whole sarcophagus is. How intact it is as well. Magnificent. And here's a Phoenician colossus or statue, quite possibly before 1000 before Christ. Now, if it looks very Egyptian to you, you're absolutely correct, because the Phoenicians, by the way, this statue is from Byblos. The Phoenicians established Byblos around 6000 before.
Trust your ears, everyone, because there are some words correct in these subtitles. This we got from Byblos, and it's again a Phoenician statue. Harshita?
Ma'am, what do you mean by Phoenician?
Phoenician, I told you, Phoenicia was a region in modern Lebanon at that time. Okay, so it was surrounded by Syria and Israel. So people living there, and their era, their time period was known as Phoenician era. Okay,
Okay,
so
ma'am.
just
Okay.
like we say the time period in which Mughals were living, so that's the Mughal period. Okay, Mughal architecture we call. So when Phoenicians were living at in Phoenicia, that era is known as Phoenician era. Okay, Jashid?
Ma'am, what is Byblos?
Byblos was the place where this was found. Okay, I think it was the capital of Phoenicia. Just let me cross check once. Yes, who raised hand?
I raised it by mistake, sorry ma'am.
Okay, 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 okay. By the time you watch it, I'll just cross check it.
Christ, and they created a culture that was a mix between Egypt and Mesopotamia. I wouldn't be surprised if the statue was from the 3rd millennium before Christ or even before. It is made out of limestone. What a priceless statue indeed, from Byblos here in Lebanon. Now let's leave the sarcophagi from the Hellenistic era behind us, and let's look at this sarcophagus from ancient Byblos. This is a sarcophagus from the Phoenician era from around 1000 before Christ. This sarcophagus was created for a Phoenician king, and it contains an inscription here. You can see the letters, the Phoenician characters right there. It's actually a curse upon the person that would open this coffin. You can see it.
Say yes.
He has opened this coffin because of that curse.
Of course, that is why it's in carved there, or it's there because nobody should open it. Okay, so if somebody is going to open it, the curse is already there. That's why people do not open it. Beirut is the capital of Lebanon, and Byblos was a city, is a city in Lebanon. Okay, Ananya.
Mom, what's a sarcophagus?
Sarcophagus, that is the coffin. Okay, these all are the coffins which we are looking at. Okay, this is also a coffin, and we talked about Archipelus and then Hector. That was also the coffin. Okay, so on these coffins, these sculptures are made.
And mom, another thing, has the coffin ever been opened by anybody, or has it never been opened?
No, it's not open because see, on this particular one, it's a curse is written, so nobody is going to open it. But then some of the coffins were open, and we are going to have a look at the things which we found from those graves or the coffins. Okay, we are going to have a look on the jewelry as well. To the second floor, I guess, when he is going to take us to the second floor. Rishit?
Ma'am, so ma'am, in the world, anyone can't open this coffin.
No.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, if you are going to open, it is believed that you will be cursed. It's not with each and every coffin, I think, because this must be some special coffin. It belongs to it was a coffin of some king. So because they didn't want people to know about something, or maybe something special was there, that is why it was written, or it was carved there. Sayed, yes?
So, mom, what was actually the curse about?
Was the curse about? It's not clear here. We will find about it. Okay. After the video, we'll be searching about it.
Actually, ma'am, in which language is the curse inscripted?
In which language? Must be their own language, and that I don't know. We'll find it out. Okay.
The figures here on the side of the sarcophagus, very, very similar to Egyptian figures, just like the Colossus that we just saw.
New Inspiron 15 Plus and Inspiron 16 Plus with powerful processing to unleash your creativity and graphic.
And here's a very, very interesting display for those of you that have studied history extensively. You'll find this display absolutely amazing. These items are from the Bronze Age, which spans the era between 3200 before Christ and 1200 before Christ. And these items are from Byblos, the Phoenician city here in Lebanon, Sidon, and other Phoenician cities established in the area. But there's something absolutely remarkable about this. If we go a little closer, look at the head of the bull on the left, the two items on the right, and the bull here. These are very, very similar to items found in Crete, in Greece, during the Minoan civilization. As a matter of fact, if there was no sign here, I would have said, my God, what are these items doing here? They belong to a museum in Greece. So there was a lot of contact during the Bronze Age between the Phoenicians and the Minoans in Crete. The Minoans, of course, had established themselves. They had built a palace in Knossos. Absolutely remarkable exhibit, isn't it? And here's an absolutely remarkable exhibit of golden items found in tombs in Byblos here in Lebanon. These are golden items recovered from the
This is what I was talking about. See, some of the tombs were opened, and we could we discussed about this in, I think, class 6, when we were talking about the megaliths, and at that time people used to keep the objects with the dead person. Okay, so same tradition was here as well. They used to keep these golden items with the dead body or the skeleton of that person. So some of the things that we have excavated are
The tombs. The tombs were created between 2000 and 1500 before Christ. On the shelf there, on the top shelf, you can see bracelets, golden bracelets, and rings with precious stones. And on the upper level, you can see more golden items that were included with the body that was buried. On the second floor of the museum, we also find an exhibit with items found in the tomb.
what do you think this is, Sayed?
This is a jewelry which is worn, a necklace. As a necklace.
Very good. Ananya?
It could be a necklace, but then again, it could also be a headpiece.
Headgear, okay, headpiece. Harshita?
I'm the same as Ananya. I also think it was for head only.
It's basically the crown.
Ma'am,
It is
I think they wore it on their waist.
Mhm. No, it's so small to be worn on waist. No,
Ma'am, I think it looks so. I thought it looked so small in the picture, but it would be bigger.
no. It's the crown. Let's see.
Of a wealthy lady that died in the 5th century before Christ here in Sidon in Lebanon. And the most important of the findings is this. This is her crown. Which is gold and turquoise stones. The front. There are many items here displayed from this tomb, but this is one of the most absolutely remarkable items. After 333 before Christ, when Alexander the Great's armies marched through Lebanon, Byblos lost its importance, and now Beirut was becoming the most important Hellenistic center. This beautiful marble statue that you see here, which is about 60 centimeters in height, is a Greek statue from the 1st century before Christ, from Beirut, made out of beautiful white marble, very, very typical Greek in composure. And here you see a couple of absolutely remarkable face masks from Byblos from around 2000 before Christ. These masks were used to cover the faces of the deceased before burial. Let me also take this opportunity to show you the second floor of the beautiful building of the National Museum of Beirut here in Lebanon. You can see how beautifully the items are displayed with a lot of care. Now, every item is described in Arabic, French, and English. And here, from this balcony here, we can look down onto the first floor. In one of the exhibits, you will also find an extensive collection of glass items from the Roman era, from 64 before Christ. up to 395 after Christ. Okay, I'm now back on the first floor, and let's view our final exhibit. This is the absolutely beautiful Greek statue of Hygeia, or Aegeia, as it is called in Greek. This is the statue of the goddess of health. It is a 2nd century after Christ statue made out of beautiful white marble, one of the most beautiful Greek statues I have seen outside of Greece. And if you see any brochures regarding Byblos here in Lebanon, without a doubt, you're going to see this statue as well, because that's where it was discovered, and it is exhibited here at this absolutely wonderful museum. Wow, what a fascinating museum, isn't it? It took about 4 hours to videotape all the exhibits that you saw here, and I hope you have enjoyed each and every one of them. If you liked what you saw, by the way, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. This is Vic.
All right, how was it? Fine.
Knowledgeable.
Interesting.
Informative.
Something interesting and informative, yes. Sayed, we have to find about what is the curse about and in which
Yes, ma'am.
language it is written. Okay, just
It can be in Arabic.
it can be.
Then can you say the word again? Your voice is cracking to me.
Voice is cracking to you.
Ma'am, can you say the word again? Now it's okay, but before it was cracking.
Okay, I am talking about the curse that we had on the sarcophagus that we saw.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Then why are some of the statues broken, or it was the art?
It couldn't be the art, but it's because they were excavated. They are 1000 before Christ, 64. They are before Christ, a long period. Okay, even though now we are taking good care of these statues and all the excavations that we have got, the um, statues and all.
Ma'am, whose tomb was it?
Whose tomb was it? It was a Greek god, I think. Let me just
Ma'am,
find about that.
I have found one article. But it's about a cursed tomb of King Ahiram. So is that the name?
I think we didn't have this name in the video. It
Yes,
could
ma'am, we
be
didn't had the name.
we didn't have the name. It was just the king. Will you share that article? Share the screen.
Ma'am, it's actually on my phone. I'm joining from my laptop.
Okay, 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 okay. Could you please read about it?
Ma'am, actually, I thought it was an article. It's actually a Pinterest board. Ma'am, it was this tomb, right? This one.
Yeah, that one. Exactly this one.
It's a Pinterest. It's a Pinterest board. It's not an article.
Okay, okay, okay. Otherwise, I think the virtual tour was fine. We need to just find about one, two things that
Ma'am, I think, ma'am, I found that article. Ma'am, can I read that?
please.
Ma'am, it's written the sarcophagus of King Aram was discovered in 1923 during an excavation in Byblos. During that excavation, which was led by the French archaeologist Pere Monte, 9 tombs belonging to the Physician kings of Byblos were discovered. These tombs were exposed as a result of heavy rains that caused the collapse of parts of it. The tombs were cut directly out of the rock, and it was in Tomb 5 that Aram's sarcophagus, which is made of limestone, was found.
But it's not something is nothing is written about that curse, no?
Yes, ma'am, it's written that how it was found and ma'am, what
How
are
it
the
was found.
consequences.
All right. I need to find one more question. That is Harshita's question. Now I'm free with the checking work. So we'll be finding about that. Could you please remind me what was it?
Ma'am, the question was that why can't the moon's gravitational pull pull the